So let me get my iPad up and running. Last time it took a minute for me to get this up and running. I don't know why it didn't want to show that I was live. Okay, looks like it is. Let me move this over just a little bit. Not a bad looking glitch, huh? Looks pretty good. Man, I'm super stoked over it. Came out real nice. What do you think? So we started with the um, tangerine. So we used tangerine, blue violet, and mousse. And I'm sure you can see the tangerine, the blue violet, and the mousse. You know, tangerine, blue violet. You can see it how it goes underneath the lines. You can zoom in on some of these, and man, I tell you, these lines look pretty cool. How the blue goes underneath. They look real nice. And I always seem to get these diamond shapes. I love these little diamond shapes. Here's another one. A couple more. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, so uh, the reason I seem to use these colors a lot is they actually hit pretty hard. You know, I've used wasabi before and it just doesn't hit real hard. You know what I mean? Sometimes my blue violet doesn't hit as hard as I would like it to. Doesn't hit as hard as I would like it to. Now my mousse hits really good, and one thing I learned in the past that I didn't do on this shirt was I made each line, let's say I make each line an inch. My die, remember I did a diagonal placement on my shirt itself after we wrapped it up with sinew. Our die placement was diagonal lines. Uh, with mousse, I need to go a little thinner than what I usually do or what I do with my other two colors. I always use three colors. You can use as many colors as you want. I seem to use I don't seem to, but I use contrasting colors with my glitches because I feel like that's kind of a glitch. You know what I mean? So I use contrasting colors, which all three of those colors are very contrasting, and not to say that they're not going to go together with on another shirt like a fan fold or whatnot. I'm sure that they probably would. Tangerine and you know, all three of these colors probably wouldn't look too bad on like a fan fold or you know whatever. But I really like the lines. So we have learned by doing this. I have learned by doing this. The drier your shirt, the better, crisper lines that you get. If you were to do a wet shirt, then when you tie these up, your line's going to be a lot more blown out. I'm going to have see how just this little bit of white right here is a little bit blown out right here, just a little bit, nothing major, which I think that kind of adds to it. You know, if they were all super crisp lines, they would look. I mean, not that it wouldn't look good, but you know, I think it kind of gives a shimmering effect when it's kind of blown out just a little bit like that. I love it. They look really good. So, what do you guys think? I have this up. Okay, Rhonda, nice to see you. Thank you. Linda, what? Wesley, I sure hope you're just, you know, and now I'm speechless. I don't know. So 3 of us on here. Hey, thanks, Skater Tie-Dye, yep. Thank you very much. So you saw how we did it, right? Did you go back and watch the process? I know you came in just a little bit late. I think you might even ask what colors we were using. But yeah, tangerine, blue violet, and moose. What I need to do is I need to experiment and step out of the box a little bit, and because these are like my go-to colors for my glitches, and I need to do some different colors. Like spicy plum, it hits nice, and it splits um, like a green and a rosy color, and it's easily you can manage it real easy. It falls right off your spoon. It's real sandy, and that's what I'd like to do is maybe do it sometime and just base my colors around the grittiness of the dye. That way I get a nice application. And need to experiment on leaving just a little bit of a gap in between, because when we do our ice dyes, if we leave it flat, um, like if we rack it, it's still going. This dye is still going to move, you know. So I need to work on leaving a little gap in between my colors, my dyes, when I'm doing my dye placement. So experiment with that a little bit. Keep up with the dye, how much dye I'm putting on. My ice was, while I was at work in these last couple days, I was thinking about how much ice that I used. This is a small shirt. It's not, it's not as big. It's not real big. So I was kind of concerned about, did I use too much ice? I want it to be bright. If I use too much, then I could dull my colors out and whatnot. I tried your method from your tutorial this week, but mine is really white in the middle. Is there any way to fix it? Okay, so answer me this, Chloe. Was your shirt, how damp was your shirt? The dampness of your shirt means a lot. So what I did when I did my tutorial, I don't know if you caught it, but in the very beginning I said that I ran my shirt through my Panda spin dryer a whole cycle, which is about five minutes, and then I put it back in for another half a cycle. So I spun it out for about 7 minutes. So it was a cycle and a half. So it was not dry, of course, but it wasn't real damp. It was more on the dry side than it was the damp side. I've experimented before, not on YouTube, but just down here in my basement. I've experimented with wet shirts compared to drier shirts, and the dry shirts definitely mean something. You'll get a lot better, crisper lines if your shirt's kind of more on the dry side than the damp side. It sounds like mine was too wet. Okay, so next time, try to get it to where it's almost dry. You could always tie it up. Just do your like window blind, how it almost looks like a window blind when you go up, and then you do your sideways, then you do your the third step, you do the accordion fold from corner to corner. Um, Band it up and let it dry out, and then go back and sinew tie it. So dye, go ahead and tie it up damp, but let it dry out. If you don't have a Panda spin dryer, if you have a Panda spin dryer, do like a double spin cycle on it. Let it go like 10 minutes and let it be a little more towards the drier side. I would say that's probably what it is. And the fabric itself means a lot. This was a Fruit of the Loom HD cotton. It's a little, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I feel it's a little better quality than Gildan heavy cotton. It seems like a lot of us use Gildan heavy cottons. It's a little better. I'm sure even if we were to look at it on price wise, I'm not sure exactly how much they cost, but they probably are a little more expensive even than the Gildan heavy cotton. Just the cotton feels a little different. The last time I did it on one of those live and tell or lat dresses, it came out great. It was the best glitch I've ever done, but those are really thin. So maybe try it on a soft style, like a Gildan soft style, but let it dry out, you know what I mean? And then add your dye and your ice and see if that helps you out any. If you don't get your sinew pulled tight enough, it will be white. If you get it pulled too tight and your shirt's kind of on the damper side, it's going to cause restriction. That water is going to come out and it's going to keep, the dampness is going to come out when you pull that tight, and it's going to cause restriction. Your dye is not going to be able to saturate down inside there because it's just too bunched up. So there's kind of a fine line. There's a lot of experimentation with doing these tie dyes, and you just have to just experiment, and see what works best for you, and what works best for me might not work best for you, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is personal experimentation and just not being afraid to step out and make mistakes. That's how we grow and get better, by making mistakes. So I want to progress, not at like to where I'm uncomfortable. I want to have fun, I love ice dyeing, so I want to continue ice dyeing, but I still want to progress, even if it's just progression on the styles that I do, and trying to perfect the style. When I first started, have you ever, let me read this. It sounds like mine is too wet. I'll try that. I'm going to try it again. It's such a cool fold. I love the blue you use. It really pops. Yes, the blue, the turquoise in that blue violet really does make it pop. And the mousse does too, the little bit of darkness. So we'll do another one, and I will call it a redemption fold, even though I really love this, man. I mean, it's a great glitch. I love it. So we'll do it again, and we need to use some different colors, maybe even use some colors that don't split, and that way we can kind of keep track of I'm going to call them our panels, because all these are like little squares. Remember when we went up and then to the side, everything was squared off and they were like little panels, and that's what these are. And we can always see if we can't play around with our dye placement too, I did one that was, I centered the shirt and did a glitch on it, and it was really cool. It kind of looked like the side, the front looked like the side, So, yeah, we can do some experiments, and see, I need to do more experimenting on my channel. and not just more. I need to just do some. I don't haven't done. I don't know if I've even done any. But I do a lot of experimentation on my own. You know, I mean, I have to. So um, do some glitches, and if you are on Facebook and all that, tag me in it so I can see it, because I don't always. Uh, Sometimes I scroll down through my timeline, and sometimes I don't. If there's a lot of political stuff, I don't do it as much. I just kind of get in my notifications. I'm a moderator on a couple groups, so I go and do my managerial duties and then kind of bow out, you know, at least for just now through this political stuff. And then when it's over, I'll be back on full force. But yeah, Chloe, try that, and I'd really like to see it for sure. So thanks for tuning in. Um, Give the glitch a try. It's a really fun fold. It's easy. It's not hard to do. I mean, it does take some dye, um, but they're fun to do. They're fun to experiment with, and they can be frustrating if you can't get a good pull. You know, you have to be able to get a nice tight pull on it. We'll do some more experiments with this. All right, and thanks for tuning in. And I'll do another video here, maybe here this weekend through the day. I've been wanting to do a video during the day, and I might do one. I'm also thinking maybe about not doing the lives and actually just doing some filming and editing and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm already feel like I don't have enough hours in the day. That's why I do lives. Um, I'm uh, I'm friends with Greg, Yo Greg, and Stephanie. We're all three great friends, and they edit and I live. I do lives, and it's not the funnest to sit there and do this editing. You can ask either of them, and with doing these lives, I don't have to edit anything. I just come on. It's fun to be able to interact with you guys. Um, so that's what I like doing it. I've been thinking about doing a live that can during the day that can take a while, and I think it's supposed to be kind of nice tomorrow. And so maybe we can do a tapestry. I've been wanting to do a tapestry and go through the whole process, or maybe even do a reverse and go through the whole process of doing a reverse dye, and show how to use how I'm using my Outright Bright. And I've done bleach. The first time I ever did a reverse, I used bleach, but now I just use Outright Bright. It doesn't mess with the fabric. But maybe we could try that and do all the way through. Then maybe do hot water. That way we can do reveal, right? You know, not have to come in on a day like, you know, I did this shirt 3 days ago and I'm revealing it today. So I kind of like to get away from doing that. So thanks for tuning in, and try a glitch. And I look forward to seeing it. Okay? If you go out, be safe and do the right thing. All right? Peace out, and I'll see you here shortly. Later.